guys, it's Taddy, and I wanted to know Haikyuu rant about like fanon versus canon characters because there's one main person that I don't know, I haven't done yet because like I didn't want to automatically do this one because I really hate how they're shown in the fanon versions of shown because I love this character so much, and it's Kenma. So, Kenma has like two different fandom versions that I'll often use. However, when it comes to talking about canon versus fanon, it's usually shown as one of them only, the uwu one. But with that one, I don't see it as often. Like, I see it once in a while maybe, but even though that's rare. Because what I'm thinking happened is that we saw that Kenma and we're like, no, okay, this is not, like, we saw making the canon and fanon ones, and then we're like, okay, so this is the one that's similar to how canon acts, where we get the absolute joke Kenma, where he's just mean, full on to, like, everyone except for Shoujo or Hinata, which absolutely annoys me, but not on that point yet. It's just the fact that how I think this tradition happens, because at first it's like, because when it comes to the fanon characters, obviously it's hard to portray their personality well, but since they're multi-dimensional characters, you go off of one personality trait to be their whole personality, because that can happen sometimes. So, what I think happened was, well, it came a mix-up where it's like, okay, so this is how we have canon Kenma act. Well, he doesn't act like how this uwu Kenma acts, so we want to do the opposite of that, so we ended up making him a huge joke. Which where the problem comes in with, because Kenma is legit like one of my favorites. When it comes to my favorite characters, I have like multiple people that are just all in first place. Kenma is one of those. Like, I just love Kenma, but I hate fanon Kenma, because I hate how much of a joke he's shown as from the things that I've seen. There's a difference if, like, he's supposed to be a joke versus when it's, like, if you have a ship thing that, because I just read fan fiction, I watch the fan fiction videos with the ships and stuff. I have hyperfixations, I kind of have to. So, and I tend to enjoy some of them. But there's a thing that happens with multiple different ships, which I'll probably get into each character either by themselves, or I'll group it together because of how similar my complaints are with it. But it's the idea that just because these two are kind of like in a relationship or something like that, or they like each other, or whatever, just because they're shown doesn't mean it's a ship content. I'm saying this because I will find stuff when it comes to me saying, like, oh, I want to see stuff of the ship, but then it's, like, either one-sided, or it's, like, almost showing hatred to the other one, and that's supposed to be a ship thing. And the problem is, that's not a ship. That's more just toxic stuff. Like, there's a difference if it's known as being toxic versus it legit just being toxic and supposed to be played off as, oh, it's just being a tsundere or something like that. Being a tsundere does not mean you get to be a huge jerk to your partner. That doesn't work that way. Like, yeah, I can understand, like, maybe some insults if you're, like, joking around, especially if you were friends for a while. That can work. But there's a line between that and almost, like, just insulting the person whenever you get and basically seem like you hate them. Which is what Kenma does a lot of times at Kuro. Either he's just a huge joke to him, like shut up Kuro and all, and then like only listens to Hinata, or he just straight out ignores Kuro. The problem is that those two are supposed to be best friends. And that's where the problem comes in for me. They're supposed to be best friends to the point where Kuro got Kenma to join volleyball. He didn't really want to do it. Because he doesn't really like sports. Yeah, he kind of enjoyed it, but like, it's mainly because of Kuro that he was playing. And yet, he hates him. He's portrayed as hating him. That doesn't add up, and it's so annoying to see. Like, yeah, the Ubu one where he's like fully soft and all, that's annoying too, because he doesn't act like that. That's definitely annoying, because, like I said, he doesn't act like that. So, like, yeah, that's annoying. But so is him just being a massive joke and all, especially in a ship thing. That's supposed to be Kuro x Kenma, but you have him only really like Hinata. You have him almost showed, like, it's on like the line between joking and stuff and almost seeming like you're showing full on hatred for this person, but just saying it's romantic stuff. It's very toxic how it's shown, which I get problems with that because I can't do toxic ships. I like fluffy stuff. But I also like angst. But I only like angst when it's supposed to be angst. When it's supposed to be like a healthy relationship, it's supposed to be done being in a relationship, and they're unhealthy, like it was unhealthy as some of the things I've seen. That's not a relationship. If that is, it's a toxic one, mildly abusive. Not physically abusive, but more like it's like can cross that path at some point. It might go to the emotional abusive side with how bad it can be sometimes. And that's just how Kenma is. Like I stated, there's many other characters that get portrayed like this. They're probably not gonna get all their own separate videos, but maybe I could do that to make it like shorter videos. Just post that more though, because it's just me talking. But the problem is with Haikyuu characters being three-dimensional people. So Kenma, while being a little like cold in all times, he's not a full-on butthole. He's not a full-on jerk. He's still fun. Like he's like maybe not friendly a lot because he doesn't really like people. But he's nice with Kuro. Like those jokingly mean stuff. I know how that is. But anything that crosses the line, you don't say. That's one main part about it. And like, if anyone it's supposed to not be taken seriously. If it actually hurts someone, you cross the line so badly, and things like that. So Kenma tends to cross the line with it, even if it's like not said as cool. Like some of the things that said, it's just not right. Which makes me really hate that Kenma. I know it's supposed to be closer to canon, but you have to give him at least a little bit of niceness. It's not like he's just a full-on joke. Especially not with Kuro. Like, if it goes to, like, you put in with someone he actually dislikes and all, and you're having him act like that, that makes more sense. Because you gotta, like, build a relationship and stuff. But it's Kuro, his best friend. So, like, yeah, he can have a soft spot for Hinata, but he can also be at least a little bit nice to Kuro. You can do both things. You can be, like, tough and all around many people, and the people you really care about, you're nicer to. It just gets annoying seeing him just be a full-on joke, knowing I really like him as a character, and I think I kin him. But seeing him get portrayed as a full-on joke, his only personality is just ignoring people with video games. That is not good. That is not something you do, and that's not something you do if you're trying to portray a ship. At least, like, if you guys like this stuff, I don't mind. I've seen many times where I liked it. But my main thing is, well, I like it when it's not supposed to be put in a good light, because it isn't really, at least not to me. I don't see it as healthy. Though, to me, there's a thin line of just being a joke and being jokingly mean. My thin line goes with when it comes to, okay, is it something that I'm actually upset about? And do you overdo it? Like, I'll call my friend short, but they don't care about it. It doesn't actually hurt them. If they ever actually got upset about it, I would stop. And they know this. So yeah. That's a little rant over why I hate Kenma, because I'm not talking about the Uwu one. I'm talking about just the joke Animal Crossing one. Where it's just like, yeah, I hate Kuo when he doesn't. If you don't like sports and you are willing to join a sporting off with someone, you don't hate them. And calling it when he's basically showing hatred as a ship is kind of shows them as toxic instead of healthy. So yeah, this is Toddy signing out. See you next time. Goodbye.